What's up, guys? Drew here with another one with my man.
Yo, yo, you already know life first in the business.
All right. So today we're gonna do things a little different. We're just gonna be chopping it up back and forth. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our amazing videos. So without further ado, we're about to get this talking started. So let's do it. Look like when we're all there.
So, that's a very interesting way to pose it. Honestly, I genuinely believe this, right? I genuinely believe that the same way how we understand things, the way we process it, I also believe on the other side of that, other people understand things the way we understand it, but the way they process it in making sure they keep us in captivity, right? Because they have the platforms to reach and amplify their message further than ultimately, some of these, more smaller things, right? So it's something where it's simple. There are some of us who are very, very, very comfortable the way things are right now. And for those individuals, hey, enjoy it, because if you are willing to worship something that is fake, that has no value besides the value that we give it, and if we cannot prioritize that, that means nothing before us humans, right? If you cannot, then guess what? Yeah, that means that your morals, your spirits has abandoned you, right? You're just a lost soul that's trapped right now, just living off your days in the vessel that you possess. As simple as that. Because why? If any argument ever comes back to the point of making it to be a justification about money, an asset that is not even from the land. It was something that was created by man. And these are the things that you want to build your morals on. We can't even have a conversation. That is a waste of time. I understand that, right? Some people just simply do not want to be saved, right? So yeah, when we sit and we have these, this platform, this page, in terms of creating and understanding and just humbling yourself, right? We understand, and not every this is the same for everyone. This is not for everyone. And that's all right. It's gonna be people in your own family that ain't gonna rock with you no more, because why? They just don't understand it. Like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Like, why are you talking like that? Like, what are you talking about, man? You know what I mean? But trying to find people that are like-minded like me, man. And in the beginning, there wasn't much around, but now it's a reflection of me, man. It's just every time I go out, everybody I talk to, all of a sudden they meditate, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know a lot of people meditate like that. Ever since I've been, I go out not as much, not as frequently, but when I'm outside and I meet different people, every one of them, they all meditating, bro. And I'm just like, wow, okay.
And you know what's so dope about what you just said, right? And that's another big piece about this whole thing. We have a tendency of regurgitating talking points, right? As opposed to educating ourselves, right? So you heard what you just said, right? Now, normally when somebody would have said exactly what you would have just said, would have framed it from a perspective that, oh no, black people just like to go out and you know, smoke weed and you know, shake their ass and literally just come up with all of the negative stigmas, right? As if the other people don't do it right, as if all of these negative things only solely belongs to us. But then when we're doing it, we have to be doing it from the very lowest vibrational place, right? So that means they always creating the most nastiest environment for us, even having these things that everybody else do, right? But just even think about that, right? When you break that train of thought down, this whole conversation, what came first, the chicken or the egg? So once we understand, again, what came first, the only thing that's relevant is talking about that and that only, which is ultimately having the, you know, ultimately waking up, right? How you go through the transition to wake up, then it all depends, right? Have your ancestors abandon you because they're gonna get tired of talking to you. I know I would, right? I'm over here like, bro, I'm keep telling you to go right, and you keep going left, you keep going left. I'm like, no, man, this fool ain't trying to, he ain't trying to hear, and he ain't trying to hear me. So we're gonna take it back to Black Lives Matter for a second, right?
Okay.
So when you think about Black Lives Matter for a second, and you see the imagery that surrounds Black Lives Matter, right? So first, I'm gonna pose it in a form of a question to you, right?
Yep.
So we see imagery for Black Lives Matter as we see it today. So when you see that, what do you think when you see Black Lives Matter imagery, right? Meaning the representation of how Black Lives Matter is being portrayed to the world.
Very interesting, because until I came across this one video that put it into a light where it was just like, you know what, that this doesn't make any sense. That one lady, she was talking about where is Black Lives Matter when, you know, it's black on black crime, when black people are killing black people, not even black on black crime, when black people are killing black people, where are they then? They're not around for that because it doesn't fit with their agenda. So they only come around when it's particularly the white cop killing the black person. That's the only other time. And it would be something good, but then it became a political thing. So it's just like, you know, you're putting it into basketball, you put it into football, it's in all these sports, and I'm just like, why is it being paraded around?
Yeah, and that's definitely a part of their agenda, right? And their way of saying this is how we are going to combat Black life, you know, combat the systemic racist, you know, that's in our system, right? So this is their way of them saying, no, this we got you, we hear you. I'm sorry. This is them saying to us that we hear you, right? By right, because we talk about the decadent veil, right? Boom, right? So again, what came first, the chicken and the egg, right? So when we speak, we have to keep things always in its right context, right? So we talked about the decadent veil, and if you don't know what the decadent veil is,
we'll put a link in the description below to the video that explains the decadent veil.
Then, right? So now understanding what the decadent veil is and how that is even relevant or why it's relevant, and now using the platforms that is then created from that to spread Black Lives Matter. Again, the insult, people. Come on, people. The insult that comes from that. Again, understanding why we even have these industries that obviously we dominate, but do we really though? Do we?
No,
Only
we
time
don't.
will tell, I guess, right? So
no, we don't. We don't, bro. I'm not. There's no. I'm gonna cut your time short. We don't. I'm gonna pull a Trump over here. We don't. We don't. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Like seriously, right? And I hope, right? If you're on the other end, I hope it didn't take you that long, right? Because that's just Simple as that, people, right? That's just what it is. But ultimately, right, we gonna walk you through the process, right? We're gonna walk you through the process, right? Because why? We talking about Black Lives Matter, right? So now we see how they respond in terms of we hear you, and we're gonna plaster this throughout pretty much all of the things that you people watch, right? Right, that you people right. So think about it, right? These are things that we, right, but when it comes to the things that it doesn't exist in their world. Think about it. Think about it, people. They don't gotta do this shit.
Nope.
That doesn't matter. Why not? That's for us. Think about it. Right? So let's keep walking this out, right? So I don't know about you guys, right? So for instance, my kids are doing 3 days remote, 2 days in school, right? So when they do the 3 days remote, on Wednesdays they have a class, a Zoom class, and this class is for a couple of hours, right? And on there, it's about 30 kids, right? Be a little less, but about 30 kids on average. And I don't know if you guys all have used Zoom before. On Zoom, you have the ability to pretty much change the way you see people, right? So you can go back and forth between it, right? And then you can hit gallery and you get to see everyone who is inside of the chat. So my son hit the gallery, right? And then about 30 kids popped up on there. And inside of the classroom sat, my son, and then there was a young girl who was also Black, and that was it, right? Which is all right, now think about this for a second, right? So Black Lives Matter. My son goes to a school that has no Black people working in there, but Black Lives Matter, right? How is it that we live in a time where on one hand, we're advocating for something in terms of the injustices that's going on, but we frame it through the lens of having to vote either Republican or Democrat, where again, we are used as the examples in terms of the extremeness that comes from these things, right? We're being used as pawns, right? Now I have my child, right, who goes on to these platforms now, right? And he can't even see a representation that looks like him again, right? Is it my fault because where I live, that this place that is supposedly Black Lives Matter, the fact that they don't even have the awareness to say, well, hold on, shouldn't we have not even a janitor, not one.
Damn.
Right? So what?
Not even
what
a lunch lady, bro.
Not one. Not one. Imagery, right?
Yeah.
So now, what does that look like? So now my child who now is looking at a screen that he can only see one other person that looks like him, and then the teacher, all of his teachers are white. What does that say? So if I'm a kid, I would think off rip they have to be superior over. They have to have something makes them more special in that sense, because now he's 7 years old, right? So if he's looking at something, how who knows how he's processing these things as he's looking at it.
Man.
Right. So again, right. These are the things when we have conversations, we got ourselves so conditionalized to frame it in a way where it makes us feel good because out of the sake of offending, right? But when you ever have to frame something in a way because your concerns are more for the other person as opposed to your own interests, then hey, I don't know, but you something's wrong with you. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, clearly those people are putting their needs first Always. When are we going to start doing the same thing, right? I'm not playing these games as far as, master going to like me to say it like that now, so I'm going to go in and be a good old boy now. Come on, people. Come on, people, right? So again, first, it's all about understanding, right? But these times that we're living in right now, we got to do a little bit more than that, people. We have to wake up. We have to get involved. We have to we have to see that historically things that's happening right now that benefits us, and we don't even have a clue it's happening right now to the magnitude that it's going on right now. How is that even possible, right? But hopefully this message gets out there to as many people as it could touch, right? And I could assure you, if you truly are about liberation, freedom, a change, revolution, I'm not saying that the NFAC is going to be the answer. I'm not saying that they're going to be the everything. All I'm saying is that if you don't understand the posturing that's coming from what they're doing and how that is relevant, right? You know, to close it off in terms of what I have to say, and that's it. We have all of our people that have platforms, that has a voice within this community. But why are those people are not talking about this individual who, again, it benefits, right? So you got to ask yourself that. It's simple. That means these individuals have people who control them, right? Like right now, I could say NFAC, Grandmaster Jay, and nobody is paying my bills on the other end. So we're not censored, right? We could talk about anything, that's everything, right? And as simple as that, right? Because the moment, now think about it, right? And that's what money does to you, right? When money gets to the point where now you got to be careful what you say, then you got to start asking yourself, do you really want that check?
Interesting. Very interesting. Now let's talk, man. So, with that being said, let's wrap it up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I can't say it enough. Make sure you hit notification bell so you don't miss none of our amazing videos. So, without further ado, I want to thank you for watching. My man Obi over here.
Yo, like first, you already know, we out.